Ruby didn't like this movie very much. Tell us why.
I hated it so much. No, I'm just...
Why did you hate it?
Well, first of all, Barry Allen didn't have blonde hair. What the hell?
I'm Barry Allen.
I'm Barry Allen.
And I'm in the new movie called Justice League. Out this weekend in theaters near you.
For real though, I have been a DC Comics fan for as long as I can remember, and oh my fucking god, we got a good one, guys. We got a good one. It's so fucking good. Okay. Sorry, I'm really happy.
Spoiler free. Just give me a little synopsis on how you feel. We're gonna head deep into spoiler territory.
All right. Batman v Superman was ripe with Easter eggs and cool scenes, but it lacked cohesion, and it lacked, it had a lot of dumb parts and a lot of people talking about philosophies and shit.
Absolutely. There's a good movie somewhere down deep in there.
But that's not what we got.
It's not.
This movie, oh my god, it was just a great superhero flick. There was small things that are not like great. I mean, Steppenwolf as a villain is not fantastic. He provides his purpose. But for real though, like...
Yeah, but the villain didn't need to be strong for this movie.
The heroes are.
Yeah, it was introducing a lot of new characters that you really needed to care about.
Let me say this. Cyborg was the least developed character main character of the Justice League in this movie, and I still feel like they did him justice. I still feel like he was still strong and prominent.
He still had an arc, and it felt like, he did develop as a character. Mm-hmm. And nobody was wasted.
It feels like the team, like, by the end of this movie, they're all friends.
Yeah.
They're all like really buddy with each other, and just because I have to compare it to Marvel and stuff like that. In the Avengers, it felt more like they were a team, and this one it feels more like they're a bunch of friends saving the world.
Right?
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
They get along a lot better in this movie, and that's actually a reflection of DC Comics and Marvel. In DC, there's very little hero versus hero.
Mm-hmm.
It's very much heroes versus villains, or there's a lot of villain versus villain. Don't know why that is prevalent in DC, but in Marvel, a lot of the heroes tend to have conflicting ideals and stuff like that, and they fight each other.
Marvel tends to present its characters with having a lot more flaws than DC does.
It's also a matter of the Marvel tends to have a lot of like, this is justice, no, this is justice going on.
Right.
In DC, every time there's like a threat or whatever, there's no... Too many of the DC characters agree with each other on, like... Basically, if you had, like in the comics with Civil War, how Marvel... It was the registration thing. And Iron Man was for it. Captain America was against it in the original comics. That wouldn't work in the DC universe, because every character that would be for registration is low tier.
Right.
Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, Flash, they'd all be anti-registration.
Mm-hmm.
I know that's kind of... But the thing is, like, the heroes of DC do have similar goals, and they're usually... I mean, Marvel does this too, but DC is almost always fighting threats that are, more world destroying, almost.
Yeah, almost
constantly.
godly.
Yeah, I mean,
DC does a much better job at making its characters feel like they're god powered. Marvel's approach is these are humans first and superheroes second, whereas I feel like DC's approach is these are superheroes first and humans second.
They have to be ideals and simple, and I like that. I think DC provides a little more of a philosophical view when it comes to stuff like that, but Marvel does a more on the ground, down to earth, kind of realistic kind of view of it.
And there's nothing wrong with either one. It really just comes down to what you prefer.
And I do prefer the more philosophical, crazy kind of like... Yeah, I love DC. I love Marvel. I love their movies so far. so far. Like,
but it is a different it is a different kind of entertainment, and these movies should not strive to appeal to the exact same crowd.
I agree. There was a little bit of Justice League that felt. I don't think it did not feel like the Avengers. That's one thing I would say. And
it didn't feel like the Avengers, but I want to touch on that later, actually. But no, it didn't feel like the Avengers.
If we're comparing it to that specifically, yeah, it did not feel like the Avengers at all. It did feel like a superhero film, which Batman v Superman.
Yeah, I might get some flack for this, especially from you. People might not like this sentence very much. But I liked this movie pretty much the same amount that I liked the first Avengers movie.
You enjoyed the first Avengers movie more than I did, though.
Right.
So I'm not gonna...
I will say that I think the first Avengers movie and this film are very... They're short. They're to the point. Well, they're not necessarily short, but they're short by today's standards.
Well, Justice League was the shortest of DC's, and Avengers is not long either. So I would.
Yeah, they're both about 2 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're movies that just bring a bunch of superheroes together in one nice, cohesive, tight story, and they are out to fight this otherworldly threat. There's some good banter between them. There's some good action. Mm-hmm. They're very similar movies to me.
They're similar.
They're not in certain ways.
Yes, they provide a similar purpose within their universes to be. Like the world-ending threat.
Yeah.
An invasion. I mean, that's one of the. That's a very superhero time-honored. Like, how do you make a bunch of superheroes useful? As you throw an entire like alien race or.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't really say it so much in the movie, but Apocalypse is not another planet; it's another dimension. So I don't. Not that matters. It's practically the same thing story-wise, but I do think the execution was very different.
A lot of the parts that I really enjoyed about this movie were the same aspects of Avengers that I really enjoyed, and that is the parts where they're just kind of sitting around and talking. It's I just really enjoy banter between
superheroes.
Not necessarily superheroes, just ensemble casts in general.
Yeah.
And both of these movies just happen to have superheroes. Maybe that's why I'm comparing them so much. But
no, I get what you mean. Like the heroes at least.
Yeah. Also, it has the pacing just feels really similar to me too, because in between these parts where the superheroes are meeting up and having their banter and whatnot, there's always constantly a new action set piece going on with them
to keep things moving and
right.
not feel too wordy, like Batman v Superman was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I feel like they're paced very similarly.
Mm-hmm.
And all I'm saying really is that I enjoy them like pretty much exactly the same amount. So that's my recommendation. If you like Avengers, you'll probably like this one.
We done with the spoiler-free stuff?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh my god, the references, I mean, it felt like a DC Comics.
Yeah.
Like, it feels like a DC comic just brought to life. There, we have mother boxes, which, again, that's one of those things that's like, it's huge in the comics, but it's never been brought to film because it's kind of an outside kind of thought of, like, this extra dimensional mixture of magic and also tech, kind of, Steppenwolf, which, I mean, he's not even that big of a character in the comics, but I think they wanted a disposable villain.
Yeah.
which is fine.
It's exactly what they needed.
They did make him pretty scary in this.
Yeah, I mean, he was alright.
I mean, not scary in appearance, because he just looked like,
He looked cool.
He looked kind of generic evil villain.
I mean, if he was real, I'd be terrified of him, of course.
Oh, yeah. But... The thing that I think made him terrifying was the whole, like I said, the attack on Themyscira sequence. When they're passing the mother box back and forth. They're like, just don't let him get it. Just don't let him get it. And he keeps catching up to him.
Yeah.
And he's just unrelenting.
I have to say that these movies really portray just, like, the feeling of getting hit really hard by something.
Oh, yeah.
They're really good at that.
It's that, like... You get this kind of in Mortal Kombat, too. It's, like, it's the quickest, like... everything stops for just a really quick moment, faster than, like... we can really comprehend it.
Yeah.
And because of that, it feels like the hits are harder. At least I think so. We got... These characters, their personalities are not as comic accurate as some people might like. Barry Allen was a little more socially awkward than he usually is. And he's got a little bit of Wally West in him, but we see that in the Flash TV show. He's got a little bit of dorkiness in the Flash TV show. They just kind of amped it up for this one.
The y'all comic peeps should be used to alternate interpretations of these characters by now.
Well, but Barry Allen also stole the show and a lot of his jokes.
Oh, yeah.
He was so hilarious.
Barry Allen pretty much steals every scene that he's in this movie. I'm not going to lie.
He's just fanboying over the Batcave. That was amazing. He just runs right into the Batmobile and just like looks around with a huge smile on his face. Batman. I mean, Batman's had several different incarnations, but he's pretty much Batman from the comics. But if you wanted a more specific one, it's the one that's making smart-ass comments all the time.
Batman's much more likable in this movie.
Oh, because he's the snarky Batman.
So much more likable in this movie.
He's the Batman that smirks every once in a while. You know the one. Not Frank Miller's Batman, which we kind of got in Dark Knight, or which we got in Batman v Superman. Does not translate as well to a movie as it does in comics. Anyways. Aquaman's more of a dude, bro.
Yeah.
Aquaman was great.
Loved him.
It's funny because one of Aquaman's...
He stabs a guy in the air and then surfs on him down to the ground through a building.
One of the important things about Aquaman's personality is that he does not want to be king of Atlantis. Mm-hmm. But he's being forced to. Funny enough, this guy... got that. Yeah, he's got a different personality, but he's... Yeah.
Yeah.
He still had that whole, I want to be a loner, and when he went to Atlantis and spoke to Mera, who's going to be his future wife, I guess future spoilers. Am I too soon? No, bad joke. Yeah. He was, like, kind of, like, ready to take on the mantle, just because he had to.
Speaking of Aquaman, you said, Willem Dafoe was going to be in this movie, right?
I guess his role got cut.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. They're probably going to put it on the fucking 2.5-hour version Blu-ray.
And I'll watch it and love it. That, or they're going to move it to the Aquaman movie, which, of course...
Maybe.
James Wan's directing that.
Yeah. That'll probably be good. I like James Wan.
The president from Batman v Superman, Patrick Wilson.
Yeah.
I'm almost certain he's going to be the villain of the Aquaman movie.
Oh, okay.
He's going to be Aquaman's evil brother. It's kind of like Loki, I guess, but, comics, of course, copy off one another. I think DC did it first, but I'd have to look it up. I don't know who did it first.
Oh.
DC's been around longer, but that doesn't mean they did everything first. Aquaman came after Namor. Mm-hmm. But anyways, Aquaman has an evil brother.
Alright.
He attacks the surface. He hates the surface. That's a big thing.
Comics.
Yeah. Patrick Wilson is probably going to be playing him. His name's Orm. And I think it's really cool to have Patrick Wilson play a villain, because he's usually heroes.
Yeah, why not?
I think he can do it well. And Willem Dafoe will probably show up in there, because he's like, well, Aquaman doesn't have a butler, or I guess he's got servants probably, but he's got, like, a dude who kind of, like, he riffs off of, and that's who Willem Dafoe is going to play. I forget his name.
Yeah.
We saw Mera, which is a huge deal. She controls water. You see a little bit of that teased in the movie. She's Aquaman's queen when he becomes king. We got Wonder Woman, who, if you've seen the Wonder Woman movie, she's pretty much the same character, but she's a little more... She kind of goes through a little bit of character development in this film. She becomes a lot more of a superhero.
Yeah.
Because she's afraid of becoming a superhero.
God, she is just such a joy to watch.
Oh, I love it when she's the mature one.
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, they're all like, even Batman's like pretty old, but she's like centuries old, so like she is the adult of the group.
Yeah.
So she's definitely
She's the mother of the group, most definitely.
Cyborg, as I said, gets the least amount of development, or not development. He gets the least amount of personality. However, he does go through a lot of development. He gets over his angstiness, which is great because the next movie is going to be that he's in. He's probably going to play second fiddle to somebody else in their movie.
Yeah, that's fine.
Like I could see a Cyborg Flash movie, or like a Flash movie with Cyborg in it. Yeah,
that'd be really fun.
Because Flash could
Cyborg just doesn't seem like that strong of a character. Because his entire arc is just, let's go from angsty to not angsty. You know?
Well, I'm glad it happened, because I didn't want his angstiness carrying over.
Yeah, I mean, of course.
Now, let's get to the person whose characterization has been gone back and forth and people have not been happy with, or people didn't even know if he was coming back in this movie, but Superman.
Yeah.
And I think the Superman we got in this is the real deal.
That's exactly how I felt. This Superman finally feels like Superman.
Especially when he's like Steppenwolf's all like, I seek the truth, and then Superman's like, I'm a fan of the truth too, and he turns and he goes, but I'm pretty fond of justice as well, and
oh my god, he's always saying, like,
it's such a wholesome one-liner.
Yes, he's got just these wholesome quips, and he's always got a smile on his face. He's super charismatic, and you just want to follow this guy. Like, he is. Yes,
I think they're actually teasing something. I think Superman's going to be like the face and kind of the heart of the team, but I think Diana's going to end up being their leader because they were kind of pushing her to become a leader throughout the movie. Mm-hmm. And I actually like that because she kind of has better leadership skills. Superman's just inspiring as shit, and that's great.
No, I think that Diana is a better leader. Yeah.
I think, and there's rumors that Batman may not be long for this universe. And if you think about it, Batman is kind of just ushering this new world of superheroes. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's fought Gotham. He's fought in Gotham for 20 years.
He's existed in this universe for a very long time already.
There's rumors that The Batman will be a prequel. I don't know. It could be a sequel. I do want Batman to reappear for the next Justice League at least. Mm-hmm. But if they got rid of him or got rid of Bruce Wayne, they could do it well, I think. Yeah. It would not be a popular decision, but I think I have newfound confidence. I wasn't sure before. Now I think it's a possibility that they could do it well.
Yeah. They've done a good Wonder Woman movie, a great Wonder Woman movie. And they've done a good Justice League movie, so I think, yeah, we can get a really good Batman movie.
I also like that we had, and this is something that, you know, used to be kind of hard with movies. I think Marvel really opened the door for this, and that DC, the whole connected universes and how actors' contracts work differently now. Mm-hmm. I really like the fact that we only got a few scenes with Jim Gordon.
Yeah.
We didn't need that much. We know he's established in this universe now. We got...
and when it's a character like Jim Gordon, you can throw them in for one or two scenes, and it doesn't feel like it's shoehorned in. And you can cast someone like J.K. Simmons for those one or two scenes.
Yeah, and he's willing to be in only one or two scenes in the movie.
Yeah.
Mara...
Because it's Jim Gordon. He's going to come back for 3 more movies next year, probably.
I mentioned it before, Mara's in there for like 1.5 scenes, really.
Yeah.
But, you know, people just needed to know she was a powerful Atlantean, really. Hera comes back from Wonder Woman. we get Alfred comes back. He's in a decent amount.
Yeah.
But, he's still a supporting character from Batman in a Justice League movie. And I like that it does feel more cohesive than... Because it could have easily just been, here's the Justice League. We don't need to know about their extra...
Right. I hate that I have to say this, but I loved in this movie that I was never confused as to what was going on.
Yeah. Compared to Batman v Superman.
Yeah.
Oh, and Barry Allen's dad made an appearance, and that was like a good... We get to know more about Barry Allen.
Because there's a lot of shit going on in this movie, now that I think about it.
But they deal with it quickly.
Yeah.
And they establish it. And it's not like... There's certain things you can start and not finish, and then there's certain things you can't do that with.
And every scene feels important.
Batman v Superman did a lot of, like, here's a quick taste of something.
Mm-hmm.
But they didn't establish it well enough. Like Flash traveling backwards in time.
Yeah.
That was confusing. We weren't necessarily supposed to know
the
that
whole was
story.
A stupid scene. I will stand by that. That scene just shouldn't have been there.
Mm-hmm. I agree. But... scenes with Barry Allen
because it's not even explained in this movie.
It may have not happened yet, or I think it was that one thing, but that's because I look for explanations. I think it was.
I understand that, but no one else is going to come to that conclusion unless they're a DC Comics fan. I would never have thought that. Oh, it's Flash from an alternate timeline. What? No. I can't, my brain power can't think of that.
Well, it's the things that he said, where he said, you were right to be afraid of him.
Yeah.
Meaning Superman. Lois is the key. And that's when I thought, because that's how Batman brings down Superman, or gets Superman's rage after he's brought back to life.
Yeah.
Down is Lois.
But anyway.
Yeah. We got 2 cool post-credit scenes, which is weird for a DC film, but hey, they were great, so I liked them. We got...
I'm a big fan of post-credit scenes. Marvel isn't the only ones... Marvel are not the only ones that do it. A lot of people are doing it. So, I think DC should hop on it. I love being rewarded for sitting through the credits. As long as it's something really cool. This was something really cool. Both times.
Yeah.
I think they should have been switched, to be honest.
Well, here's the thing I hear. Okay, when it comes to post-credit scenes, usually I see... It was different for Thor Ragnarok. Although, no, it only had 1 post-credit scene, didn't it?
It had 2. Marvel always has 2 now, for the most part. I'm
trying to think of... There was Thor and Loki. I don't want to say it on there, actually, because this is a different movie.
Yeah, let's not talk about that.
Yeah. But anyways, for most movies that have post-credit scenes that are multiple, mainly Marvel, if we're going to talk about multiple post-credit scenes, I always see them do... Here's the fun one. Mm-hmm. Now here's the sequel tease. That's serious.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I think that it was the order that it was.
I know. I just personally feel like it should be switched around.
Okay.
I know a lot of people do it that way, but I would prefer to have the sequel tease, for people, to, bring them back, because they're more likely to sit there for half of the credits than they are for, the really credits. Long one.
Anyways,
but the ones that come at the very end, I like when those are the more lighthearted ones.
Okay.
Like a jokey kind of thing, like what Deadpool did. You haven't seen Deadpool, have you? They did a parody of the Ferris Bueller ending, where he just kind of steps out of the shower and he's like, "What? Why are you guys still here?" I love shit
that joke
like that.
Wouldn't have landed if it was before the other credit. It wouldn't have the same impact, I think.
Right.
I think that joke in particular, definitely, whether you think the joke should come first or not, that would have been better at the end, like they did do it.
Mm-hmm.
The first credit scene is something that every comic book fan or even if you just know who the Flash and Superman are.
Yeah.
The race between them. Like, everybody loves that. Flash would win. But in it, they tease, and you just see, in that little one, you see these two superheroes who are racing for fun. Mm-hmm. And you can tell it's for fun because Flash is all like, thank you for doing this. And then Superman's like, you know what, I'm curious myself. And it's, you know, and it's just like, it feels like a little kid and his big brother, you know, just having fun. Mm-hmm. And it was a lighthearted, you know, great moment. We got to see Barry's lack of direction yet again. The second scene, however, had the reveal that Lex Luthor, A, broke out of prison, B, Deathstroke is working with him, comes upon his big old fancy ship, and the most important part, 3, he's no longer wearing casual clothing. He's wearing suits. Shit is going down. No, I mean...
Oh, and he's got a bald head.
Oh, yeah, he got that at the end of Batman v Superman.
Yeah, he did, but now he's got the suit and the bald head.
And he's
I think that is
slowly.
Worth mentioning. Yeah, he's not doing the whole Looney Tunes act like he was in the previous film.
I like the fact that, like, I feel like now he's got a vendetta against Superman. You know what I mean? Like, now he has a reason to truly hate, like a personal reason. Mm-hmm. And that's why he's become the Lex Luthor from the comics. Like I said, Batman v Superman, I'm not going to say it was a good movie. But I will say the events in that movie, I'm okay that they transpired the way they did.
Right.
And I'm okay with Lex Luthor being that wacky Looney Tunes character before he became the man. It really felt like the last movie was his origin story. Mm-hmm. And at the end, of course, Lex Luthor teases a supervillain team, most likely the Legion of Doom, which he is, you know, the leader, the de facto leader always. And it's going to have him and Deathstroke on it. Maybe it's got Gorilla Grodd. Barry made a joke about he was listing all his talents, and he said he speaks Gorilla Sign Language, which of course was a Grodd reference. There's a lot of great villains that DC can put into the Legion of Doom, if that's what we're getting.
Yeah. What's the next DC movie that's lined up? Do you remember off the top of your head?
It could be Aquaman. Okay. Aquaman is the next slated one. However, there's a date that has not been that WB has. We don't know if it's going to be a DC film or not.
Okay.
It looks like Aquaman's going to be the next one, which and then Shazam.
Oh, okay.
That's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
We're going to finally see The Rock.
I'm totally down with that.
As the super villain.
But yeah, Justice League was a fun time. Mm-hmm. I definitely recommend it.
If you're a DC fan, then guys, they did one right. It's not Batman v Superman. Imagine it's like Wonder Woman, except not.
I have been
a little more. I actually like Wonder Woman better as a film.
No, yeah, Wonder Woman was a much better movie than Justice League, but I still really like Justice League.
Justice League gave me way more hype.
Yeah, they're different.
Yeah,
they're different movies.
Watch both of them.
Yeah, definitely watch Wonder Woman, but watch Justice League for fuck yeah, fun time.
Yeah, and then it continues Diana's story too. So
yeah, and Wonder Woman's still in it. Wonder Woman's still kicking ass.
Oh, she's fucking great. Yeah.
But yeah, I've been a extremely passive DC fan my whole life. I've been more of a Marvel fan. That said, I have not liked any of the DC extended universe movies really up until Wonder Woman, and that's not because I was just hating on the DC movies because I like Marvel more. It's not because of that. Mm-hmm. I just really didn't think they were good movies. And with Wonder Woman and Justice League, I can finally say that they're doing a good job. I really like these movies. So, yeah, if you guys, WB, I know you're listening to me right now. If you guys stay on this track record and keep making movies of this quality, then yeah, you guys could convert me into a pretty big DC fan. So that's something that, get on that. You guys have a good market going here.
Also, stop teasing me with the Green Lantern shit. Just have him come. I want my lantern.
Anyway, we'll see you guys. God. Oh yeah.
Coco, probably.
No.
Oh, sorry.
We're gonna go see Wonder.
Oh.
Owen Wilson having an ugly boy as a kid. That's the premise of a film. We're gonna go watch it. See ya.
Is that coming out soon?
It's out. It just came out tonight.
Oh.
Justice League took precedence, of course.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.